Hi, it's Mike Stevenson here. In today's video, we're going to talk about a new feature that's just recently in the last few weeks gone from public preview to GA for app service, and we're going to talk about why you should care about that if you're building Azure Integration Services. So in this case, we're looking at a feature called App Service Multi-Plan Subnet Join. And if we go and have a look at the documentation here, the bit that we're really looking for, so give me 1 second, there's this little paragraph down here where they talk about this multi-plan subnet join feature. So what that basically means is in the past we had an app service plan had a one-to-one relationship with the subnet that it was connected to. So I think we'll maybe just draw a couple of diagrams to explain this. So if we imagine I've got my virtual network over here, and then I've got subnet, and if I'm building an app service plan, and then let's say I've got multiple apps here, so these live on the plan, and then we'd have the outbound VNet integration would go to one subnet. Now, if we imagine in the integration landscape, we may have things like a function app, and we may have things like logic apps standard. So the problem was when we had a need to create another plan. So if we create plan 2, we'd need a separate subnet, and then any apps on that second plan would live in a separate subnet. Now the problem here is that obviously means as our integration platform grows, the networking requirements for all of these different plans that we might have just become more and more complex. So I think in the past I've worked with customers where you may have an ASE for some logic app standard, then you've got some logic app standard that need a burstable plan, so they would be on a WS3. So there I've got 2 subnets, and then I may have functions that live on an Elastic Premium plan that needs its own subnet, and suddenly the amount of subnets that you've got will just grow and grow. So what we can do with the multi-plan subnet feature, so I've got my subnet here, and then basically what I can do is I can have plan 1, 2, 3, and each of these would have their own apps on them and so on, and these are basically all going to connect to the same subnet now. Now there's a couple of constraints you need to be aware of about the address space you assign to this subnet. So you're going to need quite a big address space for that subnet to be able to support multiple plans on it, and you need to be aware of some of the IP management restrictions. You'll have to, just some guardrails you'll have to play within to use this feature. But for me, being able to kind of leverage that single subnet with multiple plans really gives you a lot more kind of flexibility, and it's going to get rid of a lot of headaches about having to create new subnets all the time, which are going to need you to go to your network team. There'll probably be a big discussion for each plan about what the configuration is going to be, and really this should reduce some of that complexity down to make it easier to focus on delivering the business requirements that you need, and reduce the amount of time you have to spend on some of these technical behind the scenes stuff. So that hopefully that's a quick video. I just wanted to kind of do a bit of a shout out for this feature, because with it being a networking feature, it's kind of a little bit hidden away, I think, and it just popped on my radar that it had gone to GA, and I think it's something Azure Integration people want to check out.